Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to get started in just a few minutes here, but we want to give everyone just a little bit of time to get joined into the webinar here. So we're going to just sit quietly for a few minutes while we let everyone dial in, join in here, and then we'll get started. Thanks for joining us. Again, just a quick reminder, we're just giving everyone a few minutes to get joined in here, and then we will get started in about another minute.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this really interesting webinar that we've got this morning. We've got a series of short presentations and demonstrations from 5 different speakers this morning that are going to showcase the benefits of a multi-app strategy on your BigCommerce store and how to create that elusive Amazon-like experience. Quickly just run through the agenda. First up will be BigCommerce. They'll talk a little bit about their open source platform and the app marketplace that they have. Then we will hand over to Hawksearch, which will look at the search aspect of the buyer journey. Then Yotpo, onto Zipify Bolt, and then there'll be quick closing remarks. So without further ado, we are going to hand over to Chanel from BigCommerce.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chanel Leday, and I manage our global marketing technology partnerships here at BigCommerce. Now, though we are a partner of Amazon, it is also amazing to have those Amazon-like experiences on your BigCommerce store. But for those who are not familiar with BigCommerce, I want to go ahead and dive in so y'all can learn a little bit more. All right, let's start off with some background about BigCommerce. So BigCommerce, we are an open SaaS platform for all stages of e-commerce growth. We have over 60,000 merchants worldwide that are just are building beautiful and interesting storefronts with our platform. And these stores span across multiple customer segments, being B2B, B2C, or digitally native brands. So our all-in-one platform provides everything a business needs to build, manage, and grow an online store, from design to merchandising to checkout, and all the tools that you would need to help your business grow. Next slide. So historically, there have been 2 options when it comes to e-commerce, and that is open source and SaaS. Merchants that favored having full control of their design and build of their site choose open source. Merchants that favor simplicity and security choose SaaS. That compromise is no longer needed with BigCommerce with our open SaaS solution, where we've blurred the lines between open and close. So we offer complete openness through our APIs. More than 90% of our platform is exposed. And then, of course, having the favorable capabilities of SaaS, so you don't have to worry about hosting, stability, security, load balancing, compliance, any of that. It's all taken care of by us. And our purpose at BigCommerce is really just to power success for brands, whether that's small business all the way up to enterprise. It goes beyond just creating those great platform experiences, but it's really revolutionizing the way that people shop. And that's really what we push towards in our product and our product roadmap. And we're really proud to be recognized for all of that work. on the Gartner Magic Quadrant for the past 4 years, and then also on the Inc. 5000 for the past 6, along with a lot of our other merchants and partners. And then next, of course, our partners. So we pride ourselves having a best of breed partner first approach. Since launching the company in 2009, we've focused exclusively on creating the best SaaS platform and then allowing our partners to provide those complementary products and services on top of that, on top of our native capabilities. So we've not built solutions in payments, point of sale, ad tech, fraud, or lending that compete with our partners. Our core mission specifically focus on delivering the best SaaS platform for all stages of growth, and then having our partners build those complementary capabilities on top of that. And then let's dive a little bit more into our platform and some of those capabilities that I keep referring back to. So I want to highlight some of these top features, and there's a few here, but specifically I want to highlight 2. One of them being Page Builder. So our Page Builder allows you to customize different style elements of your themes, like color, text sizes, the number of featured products that show on a homepage, and other things. So you basically are able to drag and drop content into pages like text blocks, images, videos, banners, carousels, buttons, and blocks of custom HTML. And this enables you to showcase your products in a way that it's really visually rich. So Page Builder provides access to these theme templates files and allows you to advance template editing. And then secondarily, wanted to talk about omni-channel selling with BigCommerce, which we're very well known for. We can go ahead and jump to the next slide. So last year we acquired our now sister company, Feedonomics. And with BigCommerce and Feedonomics, merchants are able to seamlessly list and optimize, advertise, and sell their products on over 100 channels. And of course, that number is growing. And with BigCommerce and Feedonomics, you can drive growth by listing and selling your products everywhere your shoppers are. So you're able to transform and sync quality product and order data with diverse attributes, categories, requirements to and from major channels. And then with Feedonomics, it delivers just rich, optimized product data, which enables greater performance on higher returns and advertising spend, resulting in just better organic growth and paid trafficking, ultimately making your business more successful. And next slide. And then just a few more differentiators on how we stack up to some of our competitors in the market. We are really uniquely positioned where we are able to service those just starting on an e-commerce platform, whether you're going from bricks to clicks or starting a business from the ground, and then those that are very established brands. And I'll jump into some of these brands soon. The nice thing is having SaaS and being an open SaaS platform, we're able to deliver some great deals when it comes to cost, and also less when it comes to developer work. And then, of course, giving you those full capabilities that you would expect from an open source platform. Next slide. And I'm going to go ahead and just show this quick snapshot of some of our merchants. We are really proud to have all of these merchants under our belt. We love these brands. I shop on these brands all the time, and some of them definitely probably look familiar to you all. And we serve, again, like I mentioned, B2C and B2B and digitally native brands, but across all categories, some of our strongest being in health, beauty, sports, and outdoors. And of course, across all levels of growth, from Inc. 5000 to Fortune 500 brands. And speaking of a brand that we have here at BigCommerce, I wanted to just highlight Skullcandy. We have a ton of case studies that are available on our website of merchants of all sizes and how they've re-platformed or really optimized the capabilities of BigCommerce on their store. But Skullcandy is one of my favorite because I have about 5 of their headphone sets at home. Don't ask why, I just like all the colors. So Skullcandy has an amazing global brand experience, and they have been incredibly successful selling in retail and on channels through their website. But it was lacking in comparison before coming to BigCommerce. So they had 7 international sites on their former platform and were paying incredibly high platform costs, development fees, and they really lacked the ability to make changes quickly without help from a developer. So Skullcandy knew that they had to grow their e-commerce presence, and when they were looking to re-platform, of course, they wanted to check out BigCommerce. And the reason why they came over to BigCommerce was this. The low total cost of ownership, so very predictable pricing, flat rate pricing, which we are really proud of, but then also the flexibility of our platform to meet their needs. So social selling, so I mentioned omnichannel and feedonomics, the ability to sell internationally, and then a really heavy content first approach. And then with the breadth of our APIs, with 90% of our platform exposed, they were able to do a lot more when it came to product information, interfacing with credit card companies, calculating tax, and then interfacing all of this back into our ERP system for fulfillment. And then the agility to make changes such as updating content and promotions based on new marketing campaigns. After they launched, they saw a large lift, as you can see by some of these stats, in both add to cart conversion and mobile performance. And then they use a number of solutions that are in our marketplace, like Yotpo, who you'll hear from a little bit later, and Klaviyo for email marketing. And I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to our partners at Hawksearch to talk a little bit more about how you can use search to provide a great buyer experience.
Thanks, Chanel. That was a great presentation. I'm Jonathan Meyer. I'm from one of the senior sales engineers here for the Hawksearch team from Bridgeline. We're going to go ahead and dive into a live demonstration of the Hawksearch tool here. I'll give you guys some examples of kind of how we help the BigCommerce environment and help deliver that Amazon-like experience. Let me go ahead and share my screen here, giving you guys a presentation of one of the sites that are on BigCommerce that are using Hawksearch. It was actually, if you might have paid close attention there, it was one of the companies that was actually on the slide deck that Chanel had highlighted there, Black Diamond. We have a number of clients that were actually on that slide that are using Hawksearch to drive their search functionality. So when we start thinking about how Hawksearch as a site search solution, that's what we bring to the table. We're a site search solution. We do your obviously your search and results pages. We can do your navigation pages. We can do recommendations. There's a lot that we bring to the table. And Black Diamond's a really good example of kind of how a client of ours is really leveraging the tool kind of top to bottom on the BigCommerce platform. So for Black Diamond, obviously as a site search solution, one of the key things that we're going to do is if I go into the search box, we're going to be driving this functionality here, pulling back in the suggestions that we're seeing here. This is a nice, rich, full autocomplete, takes over the entire experience, really dynamic, very eye-catching, and Hawksearch is driving the functionality that we're seeing here. You'll notice that we're initially bringing back in popular searches right away. They're also leveraging Hawksearch's recommendations functionality to pull back in suggestions for recent products. Now, as one of our great BigCommerce sites that are using Hawksearch, we're commonly on this site, so you can see that it's pulling back in products that I've used off of other previous demonstrations as I've moved through the experience here. Now, for the popular searches, the recent reviews, all of this is being informed through automation, through machine learning. This is using our recommendations engine, using machine learning. So this is all heavily automated to where, as a business, we want to drive this additional functionality for you without needing to really increase your workload. The benefit here is that this is going to get you closer to that rich kind of, this is one of those areas that you can really immediately blow Amazon out of the water. That search box on Amazon is very basic, only pulling back in kind of the popular searches. You can really start to engage with your visitors as soon as they interact with that search box here. But as an example, let's go ahead and pull back in some results here. So I'm going to say I'm looking for some gloves. Really kind of a basic search just to start off with here. You can see we're pulling back in other suggested searches. Now that I've actually typed in content into the search box here, we've gone ahead and updated the popular searches. These are also being informed through machine learning, tracking what other visitors have searched on, how often are we seeing those searches, over what period of time, and obviously making those suggestions happen automatically here. So we can see that we've got ski gloves, winter gloves, and so on. While the results down here at the bottom, we've now swapped out our recommendations for products to the actual results that we're going to see. So we're seeing gloves being returned as part of the response here. If we go ahead and actually execute that search, we'll go ahead and pull back in the results here. And now within these results, of course, we're staying relevant to that keyword search. We've done a search for gloves. What we're going to see here are all gloves. We're not seeing gloves accessories. We're not seeing anything that is unrelated to that keyword search. From that perspective, one of the nice things on the Hawksearch end is we do have a connector into BigCommerce. So to really kind of streamline that process, to make this as easy as possible and leverage a lot of what Chanel was saying about the BigCommerce product, we have a connector that will plug into the back end of the BigCommerce tool, basically pulls all the data out of BigCommerce and gets that into Hawksearch, really streamlines that setup process. So we can get access to not just what are the names of your products, what are the categories, but the subcategories, the genders, the activities, the colors, all of those attributes that you might have related to your product catalog, then get imported automatically into Hawksearch for us to use that for relevancy, for using for faceted search, and so on. Something else to note really quickly that we help bring to the table to help improve and kind of automate the experience is that within these search results, it's not just a relevancy match. It's not just saying you've done this keyword search. Let's go ahead and display the relevant results. We're also looking at several different layers of machine learning to automate this. So we're looking at engagement within the results to say someone's done a search for gloves and end up selecting a result all the way down here at the bottom. Hawksearch tracks that engagement. We can understand that was a result that was too far down in the experience and automatically start to improve its ranking. We're also looking at add to cart signals. So not only were you engaged with that result, but then you then take that next step on the customer journey and add that to cart. And then, of course, looking at, well, then did you actually convert off of that? Kind of the gold metric for what you're looking to do with your BigCommerce site here. We can take those signals and use those to automatically improve those results. As we've kind of showed you before, there's also a recommendations engine. So within the relevancy and within the machine learning automation, we can also personalize these results. Maybe understanding that you've got a brand preference or a color preference, or you're a man or a woman, and using those signals that Hawksearch can track to personalize these results further. So that not only are we all going to see the same 94 results that are going to be influenced through engagement, add to cart, and conversion, but we're going to personalize that to say, here's what Jonathan specifically might be looking for. Here's what Chanel might be specifically looking for. One of the other benefits that we bring when we start talking about Hawksearch in the BigCommerce space is that we can really help expand on the facets and filters. BigCommerce has a great kind of native search solution, but we're going to go ahead and take it to that next level, giving you access to a limited number of facets and filters along here on the left-hand side. We can also help drive some of the variants that BigCommerce does support, tracking the variant SKUs, the different relationships between those. So if I say that I'm looking for a red colored glove, when I make that selection, we're going to go ahead and build out that breadcrumb. You can notice that we've obviously refined into the relevant results here for that experience, but we're also displaying the right results. While this glove comes in both black and blue, because we've selected the red facet, we are, of course, displaying the red versions of these products. This can also apply not just from a faceted perspective, but I can do the same thing. I can say that I'm looking for a red glove, and we'll go ahead and pull back in the same 6 results. You'll notice that we're also, of course, defaulting to the correct color image for those products. And obviously, we need the information for that. But if you have that in your BigCommerce backend, we can pull that information to the Hawksearch end and really support that variant logic there to make sure that when a visitor is indicating that information, we're displaying the right results. Some other quick things to highlight here on the results from the Hawksearch end. I've mentioned this kind of several times in passing, that we are also driving recommendations. So if we were to go into the product detail page here, not only are we able to drive those recommendations from the search box where I click into that, we're getting those your recent views that we're seeing here. But if I actually look at the product detail page, they're also using Hawksearch's recommendations to power back in related products that might be commonly bought together, that are frequently added to cart, that are personalized recommendations. Hawksearch does have 13 recommendation strategies to help power these functionalities outside of just the search experience. And last but not least, that I want to go ahead and show here on the live site, we are also helping Black Diamond with their category and navigation pages. So if we go into their menu flout here, this is still coming from BigCommerce, but if we were to navigate into one of these further categories to say, actually I'm looking for a men's jacket, and specifically, let's say a rain jacket, this is pulling us into a Hawksearch powered results page where we're still getting the same kind of display. We can still alter through all of our variants of products. We're driving the facets and filters here. All of the machine learning still also applies at this kind of a category level as well, which can be very beneficial when we're looking at this. Let's move up a level here. Let's say that I'm looking at just the jackets. Let's shop all jackets. That can pull back in a much wider set of results here, 31 results that we're looking at. And within these results, you're going to leverage all of that machine learning here as well to say that we have the ability to track engagement, add to cart, and conversion information to further improve that experience while keeping the user interface very consistent from search and navigation. I don't want to spend a ton of time here. I don't want to take up everyone's time, but I want to very quickly show a little bit of the back end of the tool, because it is super important to understand that just like what BigCommerce does in terms of making this a kind of really developer-free experience where it's something that can be very hands-off and really in the marketer and merchandiser's tool, I did want to give you a quick example here of the back end of the tool, because we talked a lot about the kind of the relevancy and the ability for the machine learning to influence those results. There's obviously a lot of reporting and analytics in the tool to help kind of guide you through that experience and make sure that you understand what people are doing with your site search results. So we can see that we've got this kind of high level reporting on what's happening, but we can also dive into a full reporting suite here. Gives you access to, well, let me log back in here. That also will be helpful. We have a security feature where if you're inactive too long, it'll kick you out. You go ahead and log back in here. So now we're looking at the full reporting suite. You can see that we have a number of reports, things like searches with poor results, your conversion tracking summary, your facet usage. But one of the ones that I really want to highlight here is our searches without clicks. So this report will give you insight into when visitors have done searches on your site and not interacted with the results. This is really useful information for you to identify searches that might need to be improved. And from here, we can use one of these reporting functionalities to not only get the insight into, let's look at this a little bit bigger here. Let's say we're looking at this over the last year. We'll refresh this. That'll pull back in all of our searches over the last year that no one interacted with. Now, this is our demonstration environment, so that number is fairly high. But we can see here the search terms, the number of clicks, and the searches without clicks, obviously indicating to us that hiking shoes has been searched 43 times without anyone interacting with it. That might be a concern for us. We might want to know more about what's happening there. Well, we can select the term from this report. That'll take us into the preview, which will give us a quick visual breakdown of what that search actually meant to our visitors, while providing a lot of additional information to me as a business user. I can see that we've got a merchandising banner. Well, why do I have a merchandising banner? We have a little help bubble here to help explain that. And then also giving you insight into the results themselves. We talked a lot about kind of the relevancy and the machine learning. When you get into the back end of the tool, we want to expose all of that information so you can see what's happening, but keep it very straightforward. We also have the ability to completely merchandise these results. You don't just have to rely on the relevancy and the machine learning. You can go ahead and use things like item pinning, which you can see we control here through a simple on-off toggle, or boost and bury rules. So as an example, if I wanted to influence my results within Hawksearch, it's as simple as finding the result that I want to change. In this case, let's say this women's Aurora shoe, toggling that pin on, we get a bright red pin there. I can refresh these results. That women's Aurora shoe is now at the top of my results, and then there's also drag and drop placement. So just something to keep in mind within the Hawksearch tool. We can drive those search results. We can drive those navigation pages. We can drive your recommendations. And then we also provide a really easy user interface that you can go ahead and influence those results as necessary. There's a lot more that we could talk about in the Hawksearch end, but I know we've got a lot of presenters here, so we're going to go ahead and jump back and pass that off to Alex from Yotpo. Alex, I'm going to go ahead and bring you into the stream here, and we're going to go ahead and share your screen.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thank you, everyone, for having me today. I'm super excited to dive in here to talk about driving conversions with reviews and visual UGC, or user-generated content, as they say. So with that, the quick agenda today would just be an overview of an intro to Yotpo. The second, we're going to go through the value of UGC, discuss reviews, discuss visual UGC, and then we're going to talk about the Yotpo Edge, how Yotpo helps increase conversion for merchants worldwide. And then we're also going to go through a live example, an awesome BigCommerce client, and then I'll wrap up with a customer story about that same client. So with that, I'm just going to jump in and talk about Yotpo from a high level. Yotpo is an e-commerce marketing platform. We do reviews, visual UGC, which I'm going to be focusing on today, but we really do way more than just reviews and visual UGC. We focus on loyalty. We focus on referrals as well as SMS marketing. We've been around for over 10 plus years. We're a BigCommerce elite partner. We have over 40,000 clients globally, offices all around the world, but headquartered here in New York City. So thank you again for joining us today. Super excited to dive in. And so just to start off, I wanted to highlight, what do we do from a high level? At a high level, Yotpo helps e-commerce brands grow faster by helping them win through consumer attention. So we know that consumer attention is hard to grab. Everyone has their phones right by them. Everyone's on social media. Everyone's getting notifications. There's a lot of distractions. So I'm going to walk through what Yotpo does again on a high level, which is help merchants acquire more consumers. And we're going to go through how we do that through integrating with Google. We're going to talk about how we engage consumers on site while using reviews and visual UGC. We're going to talk about how do we then convert those consumers that are on their site, but we're not going to stop there. We're going to talk about how we're going to retain those clients, bring them back to your store again and again. So, with that, I'm going to talk about, how do we push the boundaries of UGC and what you should be doing on your BigCommerce site today. So first, to even take a step back, I want to talk about why reviews. I think it's obvious, especially because of the rise of Amazon. Everyone's used to going online, and when you're on a product page, you're going to look at the reviews, but I did want to just start off with some stats that show over 10 reviews on a single product could increase conversion rate by 53%. And we also know that having over 100 reviews on a single product could increase conversion by 2x. So it's super important to not only collect reviews, but also display these on your sites because consumers are looking for them. Now, to move on to visual UGC, and again, I'll show you a live example of what this looks like. It's basically a shopping gallery that can be placed on a homepage, category page, product page, you name it. Consumers are looking for this content. We see that consumers that interact with photos or videos are 137% more likely to purchase that product. We also see that displaying social proof on site increases conversions by 166%. So again, consumers are looking for this. It helps them, it helps you increase conversion. So it's super important to have a strategy around not only reviews, but visual UGC. Now with that, I wanted to talk about the Yotpo Edge specific to reviews. You know, of course, it's one thing to collect a lot of reviews, but it's about collecting high quality reviews and inspiring consumers to write amazing, long, more in-depth reviews. But it's not only about collecting those reviews, it's about displaying reviews. So we help brands display the right content at the right place. And it doesn't just stop there. We also want to distribute that content. And I'll go through how we're doing this in a bit, but we're integrated with Google, we're integrated with Facebook. And so we have many different avenues to not only collect and display on your site, but also syndicate or distribute across the web. Now, with that, I wanted to talk about encouraging those higher quality reviews. Something that's special to Yotpo is this unique collection strategy where, as a consumer writes a review, we're prompting them and suggesting key topics and characteristics to write in that review. So instead of getting a review like the product is great, you're getting, which doesn't really help that many people, you're getting really in-depth content, and it's exactly what I'm looking for when I'm shopping online. And we see when our merchants are using this advanced content collection form, they see a 10% increase in the number of reviews collected, as well as 4x suggested topics are mentioned in the review. So you're getting these in-depth, content-rich reviews that consumers are certainly looking for when shopping online. And you know, it's not only about collecting, but it's about displaying. And I think everyone could agree to this, that everyone is seeking different opportunities or different questions and answers or needs when they're on their site. I wanted to give you two examples of Kim on the left really cares about, or to take a step back, they're both looking for couches. And so on the left, this individual, Kim, is looking for color, fabric size, shipping, you name it. Joe cares more about service, brand values, quality. And so what we're doing is we're actually creating these unique tags that sit right on the product page, right above the review display of those key topics of interest. And so when you're shopping online, you could sort by key topics that matter to you most, whether it's delivery service, whether it's quality, whether it's price, color, fabric, you name it. And moving on, you know, I wanted to talk about visual UGC. Again, I'm about to show you a live example, but it's essentially an integration that we have with Instagram where we're able to pull in images from consumers that are sharing your brand online. And so through our platform, you're able to request rights of the user, you're able to communicate with them, and then you're able to display this content on your site. And so we see that 77% of consumers said that authentic consumer photos affect their purchase decision. When you're shopping online, of course, the professional photos are awesome, but we want to see what this looks like on a real human. How are real consumers using these products? So definitely, if you're a BigCommerce merchant, be thinking about, you know, how do you tap into your amazing Instagram following? How do you display this content on your site? Because again, consumers are certainly looking for it. Now, and I kind of alluded to this before, but I wanted to talk about the distribution side. So we are a Google accredited partner. We also integrate with several social media platforms like Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. We also are integrated with leading tech partners that I know were already presented in the BigCommerce presentation earlier, like Klaviyo. We have many others like Gorgeous, Klarna, Nosto, et cetera. We also syndicate to other companies, whether it's Power Reviews, Walmart, Bazaar Voice. We're able to tap into other networks to further syndicate your content worldwide. Now, with that, I wanted to pop out and show a live example of a client, REVELRY. So REVELRY is a BigCommerce merchant. They're best in class for sure. I'm going to scroll down and pretend that I am, let's pretend that I'm going wedding dress shopping for the first time. And I'm going to go scroll and I'm going to look at this content. I'm going to want to see, what does this content look like in real life? What you'll notice is that this is a beautiful Instagram similar gallery where I'm able to click in, and what you're noticing, we're actually tagging an individual product to the image. So what you'll notice is that in this image, the individual is wearing this court velvet dress. So what we're doing is tagging that Instagram photo, requesting rights, displaying it right on the homepage in this case. What we're doing is driving individuals to go to product pages. And I'll show you another example here where these individuals are wearing the dresses, and you'll notice that it is tagged with Sky Satin Dress. So if I click in, and I already pulled it up just because we know how the internet could be when you're live presenting, this is the Sky Satin Dress product page. What you'll notice is the snippet right here where you'll see 338 reviews already collected. I'm going to hit on it, and what it's going to do is bring us right down to the review display. So within the review display, you'll notice a couple things. One, you're able to filter through the reviews. So if you care about, you know, size, for example, or fit, you're able to go in and you're actually able to pull reviews with the word fit in it. And now we're on that. I'm going to show you, what does that display look like? We're displaying body type, we're displaying height. If you're buying a couch, you could think of what's the fabric or what's the color, you name it. And so what you're able to do is collect really granular information from consumers. And I'll show you what the write a review form looks like. If I'm on here, you're able to select a star rating, a title, very basic compared to other review displays out there or review companies. But what we're doing that's a little bit more advanced is collecting unique questions. Overall, how would you rate your experience? What color did you purchase? What size did you purchase? How did you fit? I'm sure everyone here hates returning items as much as I do. And so not only are we thinking about helping merchants convert, retain, but we're also looking to help reduce return rates. I actually have a box that I need to bring to the post office later today to return. And so it's just a headache. And what we're looking to do is present as much information to the consumer as possible when shopping online to avoid having the need to return, because everyone wants to understand, is this product right for me? And how does that product look and feel, you name it. So with that, I'm going to pop back into the deck here. As soon as this loads up, I'm going to go through a customer story back on REVELRY. And so what you'll notice here is that after implementing Yotpo, of course, they're a BigCommerce merchant. They saw over 12,000 reviews collected. They saw a 7.6 conversion rate increase when they implemented those smart filters, as well as a 97.4% increase when customers interact with reviews prior to purchase. So what you're noticing is that with that 97.4, consumers are going to their site and they are looking for reviews almost no matter what. With that high degree of 97%, that is pretty amazing to say. Almost every single consumer going to your site is going to interact with the reviews. So for REVELRY, it's super important for them to have a best-in-class, a robust review and visual UGC platform there. And so with that, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. This has been an amazing chat. And with that, I will turn it over.
Jeff,
hey guys,
thanks for joining us. Alex, thanks for the presentation, I should say. Jeff, we're going to go ahead and pass it over to you from Zipify.
sounds great. Hey guys, Jeff here, Senior App Specialist from Zipify Apps. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm here to talk about our new app for BigCommerce called Zipify One-Click Upsell. So the One-Click Upsell app was designed to increase your store's average order value and revenue practically overnight by offering a targeted one-click post-purchase upsell on the BigCommerce thank you page. So this offer is presented to your customer after they've completed their initial order. So it doesn't add any friction to the whole purchase process. Post-purchase offers are proven to convert offer type on e-commerce stores, generally speaking. And we're excited to bring this functionality to BigCommerce Platform. So with that said, I will go ahead and dive into an app demo where I'll show you how to set up an upsell funnel, how to use our editor, and also go through a live test order just so you can see how the whole process works. So here we are in the Zipify app for BigCommerce. And the main section that you're going to be focusing on here today is the funnels section. And here's where we create new funnels. We edit our offers. We add our trigger products and things like that. So I'll go ahead and dive into creating a new funnel by clicking the Create Funnel button here in the top right corner. And we're going to name the funnel. So you want to name it something that's relevant to the trigger product and the offer that's being made. So in this example, I'll do 48 megapixel camera. And I want to offer an SD card as the upsell, since that's a complementary product that goes with this camera and something that is likely to convert. So now we'll go ahead and add the trigger product. So this is the product that's going to trigger our funnel when somebody purchases this product on your store. So we'll click into here. And then here you can add individual products, or you can add entire categories by clicking into this tab here. These are the categories of your products from your BigCommerce admin. So we'll go ahead and click into products here. You can use search if you have a very large category to find your exact product. Mine's right here, so I can see it and just click on it. Also, if you want to offer specific variants, or not offer, but use a specific variant as a trigger for your funnel, you can go ahead and click this drop down here, select your specific variants, and that will cause only those variants to trigger your funnel. So I'll just go ahead and click my camera product here and then click add selected. So now I have this added as a trigger for my funnel. I'll go ahead and click back and add an upsell offer I'd like to make. in this case, an SD card. So I'll go ahead and use our search field here and just search for SanDisk. Now I'll pull up any products that have a related keyword. So go ahead and click on this product. And as before, you can offer all the product variants or specific ones if you wanted to. I'll go ahead and offer all of them. So select it here and then click Add Selected. All right. And that's pretty much it. So we have our trigger product here and we have the offer we'd like to make. So this is going to be shown on the BigCommerce thank you page after the customer purchases this product on your store. So now we'll go ahead and go into the builder. So this is another big part of the app, and it's where you set up the offer that you want to make. So we'll go ahead and save this before we continue. All right, so here is like a live preview of what this offer will look like once your customer lands on the BigCommerce thank you page. So here are all the sections of this offer that can be edited. By clicking on a section here, it highlights which section on the offer you'll be editing. So all of it is very customizable. You can customize all the text. You can use different fonts. Current site font will pull in the font that's used for your BigCommerce thank you page dynamically, or you can choose from one of the fonts that we have here. Click back, and upsell description is this next field. So you want to add some compelling text that's going to help sell your offer here. For example, add more storage to your camera, something like that. And you can go ahead and show this or not, depending on how you want your offer set up. Next, we have a timer. This helps increase conversions by adding scarcity, kind of informing the customer they have only a limited amount of time to get this offer. You can choose to use it or not. We recommend using it. The layout you see here is actually recommended generally, but you can adjust it however you'd like. You can change the text, different timer amounts. Product name. This is pulled directly from the product listing in your BigCommerce admin. So you can adjust the style for it, but the actual text is being pulled dynamically. And then in the discount section, so here is where you really want to offer a discount. Basically, we recommend anywhere from 10 to 20%. Really helps with conversions. You don't have to offer a discount, but if you'd like to do that, we have both fixed amount and percentage options. And this applies to this offer only. So it will not apply to this product generally on your store. It only applies to this offer when the customer sees it on that thank you page. And as before, you have different style options you can use here. And then price. This just shows the new price that the product will be offered for after your discount's applied. You can choose to show old price or not. We recommend showing it because it further conveys to the customer they're getting a discount. And then shipping. So here's a great option, is to offer free shipping. This will definitely increase your conversion rate. If it's applicable for you and it makes sense for your product margins and your order margins, definitely go ahead and enable free shipping. And that will change the shipping line to free. And then info section is, you can style up this section to match the rest of your branding. And the buy button, so you can make it constrained or large, and also add different text here that may better match your branding. And then finally, we have the after purchase message. So this is a message that's shown to your customer after they add the post-purchase offer on your thank you page to inform them that it went through successfully and thank them. So you might want to add like a little thank you message here or something along those lines. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the creating a funnel and working with our builder. So now let's go back to the funnels page. And I will move this new funnel we just created. I will make it live, and I'll also move it to the top of our priority list here, so priority basically says if a customer has added trigger products from multiple funnels, which one should be used for the order. So for example, if they add the trigger from both of these, the higher priority one would be used. So that's just how priority works in a nutshell. So now this offer is live. It's our top priority. Let's head to the storefront. We'll go through a live test order just so you see how the whole flow works. All right, so here I am on our storefront, and I'll just search for 48MP, which is our trigger product. And here's the product that we've selected as a trigger for this funnel we just created. So I'll go ahead and add this to cart. And then I'll proceed to checkout. All right, and I'm signed in here, so my account information is pre-filled. I'll select my shipping and continue. And here I have my saved test card. This is a test store, so I've just saved a saved test card to my store. I'll go ahead and use this for the order and click place order. Give it a few seconds to process, and we'll be presented with the BigCommerce thank you page. Now, in a couple seconds, there we go. There's the offer that we just set up. That in 5 minutes, it's the discounts included. Shipping is free. You can use this variant selector to select a specific variant if you'd like to. And once you do that, it'll recalculate dynamically on the page. And then we'll go ahead and click buy now. Give it a few seconds to process. And bam, there's our after purchase message. The new order is created. And I've just like that, I've increased my store's revenue by offering a one-click post-purchase upsell on the BigCommerce thank you page. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for going through my presentation. I'll go ahead and pass it over to Ian Leslie to talk more about Bolt and their one-click checkout solution.
Hey guys, thank you for having me. Name is Ian Leslie. I'm Senior Retail Advocate here at Bolt, and we offer a one-click checkout solution, Checkout OS, and are excited to be a BigCommerce partner. So obviously we know a big part of Amazon is the checkout convenience that it provides. So outside of Amazon, largely the one-click checkout experience is broken. A checkout takes on average 15 fields, 8 clicks, 2 minutes, and 70% of industry average checkout abandonment leads to $1 trillion in US losses annually, or rather 70% industry average checkout abandonment. And I've said in the past, if you just take a very basic checkout form with just a couple of different credit card options and a couple of different APM or buy now, pay later options, you're looking at on average about 5,500 different variations of a checkout form that you could have. And so obviously the checkout process is very complex for merchants and very difficult for them to sift through as they try to optimize for checkout. 81% of customers say the number one reason they shop on Amazon is indeed convenience. It's a one-click buying experience, one-click returns, order tracking, membership benefits, and personalization, etc. And so what we're doing here at Bolt is we are indeed powering a gold standard buying experience end to end through the entire checkout experience, and not just really at the gateway, but we're truly a checkout OS. It allows a merchant to tie in everything from single sign-on for other Bolt merchants, in addition to tracking orders, tracking returns, etc. So in terms of the Checkout OS, we offer significant integrations with different terminals, frictionless authentication in terms of customers within the Bolt network, that is passwordless login once they're registered, payment orchestration, so able to A/B test and payment routing, big upside on post-purchase and experience. We have best-in-class fraud coverage, indemnifying merchants against any fraud issues, and then remote checkout. So that is in terms of selling anywhere across multiple surfaces, platforms, channels, etc. So first on the integration side, you can see here we integrate with a number of BigCommerce partners and best-in-class SaaS partners, whether it be in something like, again, Klaviyo or MailChimp or ShipStation or anything you're looking for in terms of taxes, TaxJar, Taxify, or any of your shipping SaaS partners. Additionally, we partner with a number of gateways, including Stripe, Braintree, Adyen, Square, etc. We offer, just to go back for a second, we offer our roadmap acceleration integrating with those partners is 3x. So when you partner with Bolt, we are taking away a lot of the dev hours and dev cost to allow you to integrate these partners straight through our Bolt dashboard and take a lot of the dev lift off of what you're doing on the merchant side. A huge upsell for Bolt and upside is frictionless authentication. So you are able to create an account rather with Bolt as a customer without a password, And then once you have that Bolt account, you are able to check out it with one click across the entire Bolt network. So on the customer side, consumer side, we're adding huge, very high level merchants every day. And we're adding 300,000, if not more, customers or consumers to the Bolt network every day. So our consumer side is growing with more and more consumers gaining one-click access through the Bolt network, and more merchants being added, growing the Bolt network every day. We see 30% higher account registration rates when people utilize Bolt and have that, just click that simple save my information checkbox. It's 52% with Bolt versus 2% industry average. Additionally, as a former merchant myself, being able to add different gateways, different payment processors, different APMs, and buy now, pay later options through the Bolt portal is a huge, as I said, a huge plus for us. This takes away a huge amount of budget needs and developer needs for the merchants. So like a lot of the other SaaS partners have said today, connecting with these different gateways is something that just creates incredible efficiencies for the merchant. It doesn't require multiple dev sprints to add something like a checkout with PayPal, checkout with Affirm, even able to add checkout via Amazon Pay. Fraud coverage. So we offer best-in-class fraud coverage. Any checkout that goes through the Bolt portal is 100% indemnified against fraud coverage. If we allow a fraudulent charge to go through, we will cover that 100%. We also offer chargeback management support. And again, as a former merchant, what gets lost here a little bit is that not only are we indemnifying fraudulent charges, but we are also helping you see less false positives. So we see up to 1 to 2% higher approval rates, and a lot of this is simply purchases that other payment portals may see as fraudulent that aren't, that we are actually able to uncover as not being fraudulent and being legitimate. So you're not only being indemnified against fraudulent charges that may make it through, but you're also seeing increased conversion rates simply by the decrease in false positives. Again, passwordless registration for first-time users. We see a 30% higher registration rate against the 2% industry average. So 52% of users who go through or consumers who utilize Bolt checkout will actually create an account on your website. And obviously, as we get into a world of a cookieless world where we have more and more anonymous users, it's really critical that we not allow them to check out as guest users, but create an account so we can gather more and more data on them as merchants. So this is huge that through Bolt, you see 30x higher registration rates. And again, 52% of Bolt checkouts will choose to create a registration as opposed to using guest checkout. Once they have created that account, they can check out anywhere across the Bolt network, any of our partner merchants, with simply one click. So when they go to the checkout process, I'll walk through a little bit in a bit. Once they put in their email address or cell phone number, they'll immediately be can choose to have a simple 6-digit code emailed to them or texted to them. And once they enter that, they will have they'll be presented to a screen where their shipping and delivery is already selected, and any stored payment information is also saved. What's amazing about Bolt is not only just credit cards payment information that's saved, but if you've previously authorized as a consumer, if you've previously authorized PayPal or another APM or buy now, pay later option, those credentials also will be saved and tokenized. And so therefore you can also check out via those and not have to log into those third-party platforms again as a shopper, which is a huge convenience. Through that, we see Bolt. We see 48% higher conversion rates when people check out via one click with Bolt. Again, login and tracking all with one click. And additionally, we have single sign-on across a number of Bolt merchants. So your same sign-on as a consumer will work across any Bolt merchant, and therefore you're able to track any order across the Bolt network on any merchant with simply that 6-digit code. As you can see here, you'll see where your order resides, how you paid for it, etc., and when you placed the order. So we're talking a little bit about Bolt and our partnership with BigCommerce. excited to see that nearly 10% of BigCommerce's Cyber Week sales actually came from the Bolt one-click checkout. And as you can see here, customers also spent more per order while using Bolt one-click checkout, as evidenced by our average order value coming in above the Cyber Week average and more than doubling year over year. And here's a few reviews just from a couple of Bolt customers who are on BigCommerce. Anything that lets someone sleep better at night is all good for me and should be good for you as well. Wanted to highlight one of our customers here, one of our merchants, Badgley Mishka, a high-end women's wear company, and that they are a BigCommerce partner, additionally to a Bolt partner. So as you see here, we have several case studies on our website, but Badgley Mishka increased conversion and AOV double digits to the Bolt network. So you can see an 80% higher conversion rate with Bolt, 50% higher average order value. 44% of transactions came from shoppers with Bolt accounts, which is amazing, and we cannot overstate the impact of that Bolt network effect. And the network effect being, again, when someone creates a Bolt account on one merchant site and then are able to click checkout across any one of our hundreds of other Bolt merchant sites. And 4% of transactions came from new cross-network shoppers in December 2020, which is amazing. Just walking through the process again, if I were to come to Badgley Mishka as a first-time purchaser, this is what I would see at the cart level in the modal. The typical putting in your name, email, etc. What's really amazing about Bolt is that we do not require double authorization in terms of shipping and delivery addresses. We are able to verify you based on the shipping address, which is limiting the number of fields required. So that is what you would see here. However, if I were to come to the site as a Bolt already having a Bolt account, I would instead see this, where simply, again, I would need to only receive this code, and then all my information, including shipping address and any stored payment information, would be saved, and I would be able to check out in about less than 15 seconds. And finally, I'm really excited to announce that seamless self-serve integration is right around the corner with Bolt and BigCommerce. So in the past, we would have had to work with a developer team or SI team to integrate your Bolt one-click checkout with BigCommerce. But just right around the corner and literally within days, we will be launching Bolt within the BigCommerce App Store, where you are able to simply connect Bolt directly and your payment credentials, your gateway, or whatever your payment processor is, directly through the BigCommerce backend without having to talk to anyone at Bolt, though we would love to talk to you, and be able to kind of get going right there, self-serve, which is really amazing headway, and we're really excited to announce. And I appreciate everyone's time and happy to answer any questions and a lot more information about this at bolt.com.
Excellent. Thank you very much there. We're going to go ahead and close out the stream here. Thanks for everyone for joining. We have had a lovely arrangement of guests here today with Yotpo, Zipify, obviously Bolt, Hawksearch here, and of course BigCommerce. So we thank everyone for taking the time to join us today and sit through these presentations. Hopefully everyone learned a lot and got a lot of good information. Obviously, we'll be following up with any questions that have been submitted, and we thank you guys for taking the time to join us today. Have a great day, everyone.